Hey there, it is Chanel here from The Heart and Soul with your weekly Oracle card reading for June 27th through July 3rd, 2022. Happy Canada Day to all my Canadian friends. I was drawn to the Crystal Spirits deck by Colette Baron-Reid this week. And of course, as always, we are going to draw 3 cards for a little spiritual guidance to get us through our week. A little information that helps us understand the energies a little bit better, to decipher, where we need to pay attention, what we need to focus on this week. Also this week, I have an in-person Night with Spirit, which is my gallery reading. It's Thursday night. If you're interested, feel free to DM me. It is in Dundas, Ontario. All right, let's see what those cards have to say as they're sliding down my lap. Card number 1 is Celestite. They're talking to me about the connection between our mind, or more about the connection to the divine, and then our connection to the heart. So often I refer to connecting heart and soul, and this is very much what this is. This week, they're saying we're rounding out this very heavy energy that we have been kind of moving through over the last few weeks. There's been a lot of awareness around things that need to be let go and things we need to focus on to move forward in. In the same time, there is this part where we need to listen to our intuition. We will step into fear or ego or kind of more of our logical brain, and that feels like it's coming from our brain. It's coming from this place of thought versus this intuitive space, which kind of comes from like our heart or our gut, and it feels like a feeling versus a thought, an awareness and knowing. They're asking us to be really aware of that this week as we move through the week, because there's still a few things they're trying to show us. Signs, symbols, messages about the path that we're supposed to be taking, about things that we are supposed to be doing right now. And it's about actually paying attention to those things and being very aware of those things. Okay, card number 2 is Moonstone. I love Moonstone. Very connected to female cycles. Again, this one has this beautiful lightning bolt coming down to the third eye center because it also is a crystal. It is a card. It's a crystal that connects to our intuition again. The Moonstone here is asking us to kind of dissolve our masculine and feminine ideals and to really just be aware of who we are as a person. That there is no need to be male or female, to be masculine or feminine. There is simply this piece of owning who we are and how we show up in this world. This is that part of being very authentic, and which is very important right now because we're really walking in that place of authenticity, of a heart space. So they're asking you that first. What is it that you are showing up like? Are you wearing a mask, or do you show up differently for different people, different situations? Or can you just release all of that heaviness of judgment and just show up just the way that you are? Again, this lightning bolt feels like we're being zapped in the third eye and asked to just open wide, which actually opens inward to that inward seeing, but opening wide that third eye center and allowing ourselves to connect to that intuition. That will help us to find that awareness of when we're not showing up the way that we should. That when we're showing up and it is not about what we are, it's not about our authenticity, but it's about fitting in or not being judged instead. Okay, card number 3, Mookaite Jasper. Okay. They're telling me this is the grounding earth energy that we're bringing in. Jasper is actually more of a rock than it is a crystal. But we still consider all sorts of things crystals that aren't actually crystals. this one here, we're actually really connecting to that earth energy, that grounding energy. And I've talked about this many times and I share it with clients often, is this piece of we have to have this grounded earth energy at the same time as having that divine connection. If I did this work and I was only connected upward, it would be a little airy-fairy. It might not be as clear and concise. It might be a little more all over the place. When I have that grounded energy, it keeps me connected and it allows me to share and process and, well, not process, to channel the information in a really clear way, to understand what is being shared with me in a very powerful way versus it just being too up there, too disconnected from my own self. We don't want to be disconnected from our earthly bodies because that's part of who we are. So having that beautiful connection, that balance between heaven and earth is so key and so important to tapping into your intuition. Overall, this week, there is this huge need to stay very grounded because when we get ungrounded, things are going to get confusing or unclear. And they're saying this not even just in a divine connection way, but even just if, you fall into anger, things will get really cloudy instead of if we can be really grounded and connected, that anger can be seen in a different way. We can see where things are coming from and address it in a different way. It doesn't mean we're letting go of anger. It means that we're just handling it better. In general as well, they're just saying situations, moments that are coming up, people that you are dealing with through this week, you're going to need that groundedness to kind of move through it. They're not indicating that it's that heaviness that we've been feeling, but at the same time, they're still acknowledging that we're making major transitions right now that we are moving through. And how you deal with those transitions, how you deal with those people, places, and situations affects how the outcome happens. And don't we want the easy way? Don't we want to move with the flow and be connected, be grounded, and allow things to happen with as much ease as possible to assimilate and process the learning lessons that we're being given so that we can really move forward with ease and grace? I know I do. Again, this feels like a week of learning and understanding and processing, so be gentle with yourself as you move through this week. Stay connected to the divine, stay connected to the earth, and these things will help you to move through it. If you need a little pause, get outside, get your feet in the grass, and take a few deep breaths of that fresh air. It'll help you just reconnect and come back to yourself to be able to move back into whatever it is that you were dealing with. You guys are doing amazing. Things are happening and shifting, and it's huge, 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 huge. And I can't stress that enough. So be gentle with yourself through these massive changes that you are going through. You are doing amazing. Thank you for being here through my massive changes, because although they might not be front and forward for you, but I'm definitely getting a lot of messages behind the scenes for my own stuff that I'm dealing with as well. So awareness of that. I'm so grateful for you and being here on my spiritual journey and allowing me to be your spiritual tour guide. Thank you to all those who enrolled in the Divine Map membership. Doors are going to open again, I think, for my birthday in August. So if you didn't get in this time around, doors will open up in August again. Again, in-person mediumship reading Thursday night, June 30th in Dundas, Ontario. If you're interested, DM me and I can hook you up with a spot. If you have any questions or anything, just drop it in the comments below. And of course, I'm always incredibly grateful for that energetic share. Tag someone who needs to hear this or share it with them or stick it in your stories. I greatly appreciate it. It really gets the word out to those that need to hear the messages that are moving through this week. From my heart and soul to yours, have an amazing week this week.